Alrighty, guys, welcome back. It is your favorite time of the week. That's right, it is Say Less Footy Tips time. We're going to run through all of the games and then do a quick recap at the end, and then your favorite thing, bet of the week as well. If you haven't already, follow us on Instagram, TikTok, and like and subscribe here, obviously. Yeah, last week, tips 8 out of 8. All the favorites. I mean, geez, if you couldn't pick that, absolutely blind. Freddie could have tipped that last week. 8 out of 8 paid about $5.60 on sports bet. So yeah, nothing to write home about there, but it was still a good round of footy. If you caught my debrief video, obviously I think the teams that there weren't any massive matchups. It was pretty much the top teams versus the bottom teams with not a lot to play for. Why are you going to kill yourself on a footy field and injure yourself, maybe miss part of the preseason or next season? So there are a lot better matchups this season this week, sorry. This week with teams all vying for the top 8. So I'm guessing a much more competitive round and some really, really good footy. Starting with the first game of the round, which is Cowboys and the Sharks. Now, it's in Townsville, so you're thinking the Cowboys should have the leg up there. Coming straight off the bye as well. Rested up, looking pretty much full strength. It's Jason Tamalolo's 250th game. So much to play for. Cowboys currently sitting in ninth, but coming up against the Sharks, who were in absolute free fall 2 weeks till 2 weeks ago, and they've found their winning ways. And I think a lot has to do with Braden Trindle coming in at 5'8" and Connor Tracy at fullback as well. I think that's made a big, big difference. And you've got Matt Moylan on the reserves bench as a 17, which I think's smart because Moylan can cover anywhere in the back line. So if you have like a HIA or some sort of injury in the back line, you can utilize him. And then if it's not working with the Nico Hines and Braden Trindle sort of mm, halves pairing, you can always sort of switch out and bring Moylan on as well. The Cowboys look good. Nanai's been named as well. This is a very very tight game, and I've thought about this a lot, and I'm going to go with the Sharks just because I really think they've turned the corner. I'm loving what I'm seeing from Connor Tracy. I don't know how it's taken this long to the end of the season to get him in there. Obviously, covering the fullback spot, which Will Kennedy has an absolute lock on, but Connor Tracy is a first grader, and he's such a great utility. And Braden Trindle, absolutely fantastic. So just for those two reasons alone, I think the forward packs are very evenly matched. Yeah, we're going to go Sharks. Moving on to Friday now, we got the Warriors up against the Seagulls. Warriors haven't been great over the last 2 weeks, but they've got the job done. They still sit in third. Seagulls, look, after last week, that's their season done. A lot of the sort of changes that they've made. I mean, Jake Arthur is named on the bench, but here he's going to come on and play at 5'8", and you're going to see Schuster go into the back row. Yeah, I think the Seagulls are just sort of just going to try a few young players and different combinations. I think the Warriors get that one. Back home in Auckland, Daniel Anderson Stadium, nice. Yeah, I just really think the Warriors are going to get it done there. Just too much class. Just Adam Fanua-Blake, Johnson, Chance is back. Yeah, Warriors look like they're just going to keep on keeping on. On to the late game on Friday. Wow, 10th versus 11th. Eels versus Roosters. This is huge. Eels without Mitch Moses for the rest of the season with a fractured cheekbone. Look, just that alone, I think that's the line through the Eels. Roosters, I mean, they've been terrible most of the year. They've come back and had a couple of close games and victories. If they keep on winning, they still could possibly make the 8 here. I'm tipping the Roosters with not much confidence at all. They're just the last few weeks, especially their back line has really found some form with the likes of Billy Smith and Sawali, Drew Hutchison, absolutely fantastic game in the halves last week. Yeah, big. This is the first time I've seen RCG and Junior Barlow play in the front row for the Eels for some time. Yeah, benches pretty evenly matched. I think that's it's. I've just got to stick with the Roosters there. I think the Eels are definitely not going to make the eight, which was one of my predictions at the start of the season. How amazing if the Roosters limp into the eight and make the grand final. That'd be absolutely huge. But stranger things have happened. Moving on to Saturday, 3 o'clock game. West Tigers versus Dolphins. Neither can make the finals, but I think this is going to be an absolute quality game. And looking at the team list, especially on the extended reserves bench, there might be a lot of changes. Wayne Bennett's named a cast of absolute oh, thousands to come in. So so's the Tigers. Lots of good young players on the extended reserve bench. Matamua, Atasi James, Tristan Riley, Josh Folletti, and Kit Laualili. I'm not really sure how to say his name, but lots of good young talent there. Reserves bench for extended reserves bench for Dolphins. Trey Fuller, Maxi Plath, Fast Malawi, Mason Teague, and Valence Tavare out to the 22. Look, this is going to be a great game. I don't know how good the defense is going to be in this game. If you're gonna bet on something and pick some overs, I dare say the Tigers Dolphins game would probably be an absolute one to get the overs on. Oh, I'm tipping the Tigers this one. If we win two of our last three games and the Dragons don't win a game at the end of the season, the Tigers can avoid the spoon. We've got winnable games. The Dragons are up against some formidable opponents fighting for the top eight. So I think the Tigers, there's a slim chance that they won't get the spoon. And I'm hanging on to that. That's all I can hang on to this year. Come on, the Tigers. Let's move on now. Titans up against the Panthers. That's pretty easy. Panthers just in a canter, absolute canter. Oh, this could be 40 plus for the Panthers here. Look, don't want to disrespect the Titans. A lot of talent there, but yeah, Panthers all the way. Too strong. The late game on Saturday, Storm against the Dragons. Look, pretty much the same. The Dragons are going to try. The Storm look back to their absolute just best last week. It was really good watch for the Storm fans. And definitely the Storm are going to roll on here. This is the time of year when they really hit their straps. Yeah, Storm over the Dragons. Sunday. Here's a match. Here's a match and a half. Knights and the Rabbitohs, seventh versus eighth. The Knights are on an absolute winning streak. The Rabbitohs are starting to find form. It's another week of Latrell back from injury. Cody's been looking good. Just this is one of the best games. I can't wait to watch it on Sunday. 2 o'clock game. This is going to be absolutely fantastic. Yeah, this could. This is. There's a lot of ifs, buts, and maybes in this. You're kind of waiting on seeing the fitness of Jacko Hastings. I think they're going to give him till Friday to prove his fitness. Did we go down with the what do you call it, the hip drop from Preston last week. I reckon Hastings will play. Um, if not, they've got Adam Clune in extended reserves to come on. And then you look at the extended reserves for South, you got Tavita Totola and Hame Sele. They're two starting front rowers from the start of the season on the extended reserves bench. So if they come into the team, then how good is South going to look? You've got till Sunday to figure this out. So I reckon you're going to give all those players as much time as possible to rule them in. And I think it's going to make a difference if Hastings plays, Newcastle probably get the victory. If he doesn't play, they probably don't. From looking at how he went down last week, and it sort of looked very similar to what happened to him last year when it was actually a break when he played for the Tigers. I'm really leaning towards the Rabbitohs. The Knights have been up for so long, and they're on an absolute charge. The last time I remember a charge like this, what are they, like seven in a row now? It's probably Tigers when they won 10 in a row to win the premiership in 2005. I just think, yeah, I think South are going to get them. Like the season's not over if they do lose here, but it's they've got to win the next couple of games after that. Rabbitohs will win this, and then they'll get a bye. Look, Not exactly confident on that, but look, I think the Rabbitohs can get the job done at Newcastle. Last game of the round, we have Raiders versus Bulldogs. Raiders got absolutely embarrassed last week by Melbourne. Absolutely embarrassed. They're playing the Bulldogs. The Raiders will get the win here. They need to bounce back. They've dropped all the way down to sixth position. Yeah, Ricky won't. They absolutely. They're back at home. Ricky won't let them lose here. Jared Croker announced he's finishing up after this season. Yeah, they're going to win for Jared Croker. Absolutely. Raiders to win the last game. Broncos with the bye. All right, quick recap and then bet of the week. That's what you're here for anyway. Recap. Sharks, Cowboys. I'm going with the Sharks. Warriors, Seagulls, the Wars on the Warriors. Eels, Roosters. I'm taking the Roosters in a very, very tight game. West Tigers, Dolphins. Obviously, up the Tigers. Come on, Tigers. You got this. Titans, Panthers. Panthers in a canter. Storm versus Dragons. The Storm will absolutely punish the Dragons here. Knights and Rabbitohs. Taking the Rabbitohs. Very, very tight game there. And the last game of the round is Raiders, Bulldogs. And I'm taking the Raiders. That is my tips of the week. Now, bet of the week. Where are we going to put our money? Um, let's see. I want to put it on the Melbourne Dragons game, and you're going to bet overs here. I reckon Melbourne's going to score some points again. Um, where are we going to put our try scorers? I want to go around the. I want to go around the forwards because they're looking very, very good for Melbourne, and I just feel like there's a lot of holes in the St George defense. So I'm going to go Melbourne. You're going to take the points overs. I want to put in Xavier Coates, and he's burnt me a couple of times this year. I think he's due for a try. So you got to think he's lining up against Matt Feeney, and Moses Suli is the center inside. So you're thinking young Tonopia been playing really well, scored a couple of tries last week. When he's running towards Suli, he's probably going to pass the ball on to avoid that hit. So Xavier Coates to score, and Eli Katoa is going to get a try as well. And yeah, Melbourne to win overs, the line overs as well. That is my tip of the week. Get around that, put a few bucks on it. It's absolutely going to pay a few. Thanks for tuning in. That is my Say Less footy tips for the round. Not much, not many games to go. We're at the business end of the season, so just take in as much NRL as you can before the finals. Yeah, thanks for hanging around to the end. Say less. Peace out. You.